Your government continues to support cuckoo funds at the expense of ordinary home buyers. And here's another Taoiseach, Bartra. The private developer awarded the contract for O'Devney Gardens, threatening to sell 500 family homes to a cuckoo fund unless the government dances to its tune. As you know, Bartra was given the valuable public land at O'Devney Gardens effectively for free. But not content with that sweetheart deal and huge subsidy from the public purse, they now want more. They demand that government buy these homes at inflated prices of over €400,000, or they say they will sell to a fund that in turn will fleece people with rip-off rents. The developer is effectively trying to blackmail the taxpayer and is using the powerful presence of cuckoo funds as leverage. This isn't their first act of bad faith, far from it. There have been huge delays in building these homes. They've challenged planning decisions, they mounted a judicial review, and now they very brazenly attempt to hold your government to ransom. Taoiseach, I have to say this wouldn't be happening if government had provided Dublin City Council with the financial support needed to develop these homes back in 2018. This proposal would have seen the delivery of 800 homes that ordinary people could actually afford to rent or buy, and that's what we in Sinn Féin and others called for. And had government listened to us, O'Devney Gardens would be in an advanced stage of construction with families ready to move in next year. But instead, this deal that you have championed to the hilt means that these homes have not been built. And when the first homes do eventually come on stream, Bartra will slap a price tag of €400,000 on them, way beyond the reach of ordinary workers and families. The fiasco at O'Devney Gardens is a mess of the government's own making. The Taoiseach government was warned at the time and again that this was a terrible deal for tenants, for homeowners and for the taxpayer. You were warned that sidelining the local authority and gifting public land to private developers was a really bad idea. Do you now accept those facts, Taoiseach? And what is your response to Bartra and their attempts to blackmail the taxpayer? What do you say now to Bartra, Taoiseach? And will you now rein in these cuckoo funds by ending the sweetheart tax deals that your government has afforded to them?
Thank you very much.
And you're rewriting the narrative again today, because unfortunately for you, the housing issue has been all about politics. O'Devney Gardens would have been built a long time ago if it wasn't for people playing politics with it. It's either the Sinn Féin way or the highway. We either build houses our way or we'll never build houses. We'll always be against any sort of mixed tenure approach or an approach that involves a mixture of social affordable and private. And Dublin City Council would have been very involved in Devonlea Gardens. It goes back to 2015 in more recent times. That's 7 years, goes back beyond. And you keep saying no. You always have an excuse, a reason to say this project cannot go ahead and so on.
So, Taoiseach, if ever there was a salutary tale and lesson of Fianna Fáil in government, Fianna Fáil, the party of the Galway tent and brown envelopes and a cosy relationship with developers, it is O'Devney Gardens. Look no further. The reason why this has dragged on and on is because your buddies, who had a public-private partnership arrangement with the state at the time, went bust and let the entire community down. I could go on and on, Ceann Comhairle. I don't have the scope to recount the corruption, the corrupted nature of your relationship with the people that I refer to. And your plan fails again because you are so myopic and limited in your view. And I have put it to you that the funds that you now mollycoddle and afford sweetheart deals to are now coming back to bite at you. Bartra has said, Taoiseach, unless the state steps in and buys back homes at inflated prices, they're going to offload them to cuckoo funds, who in turn will let out these homes and skin people for extortionate rents. And I would like to know, Taoiseach, what you propose to do as head of government. It's your policy that's causing so much hardship to an entire generation of people that you have locked out of home ownership and who endure extortionate rents. That's on your watch, Taoiseach. Those, my friend, are the facts.
You used the word corrupt there.
Yes.
You were the last party to talk to anybody about corruption, because your party corrupted public life in this republic for well on 40 years, to a far greater degree than any other party in this country. You corrupted the moral code of our country and our society by the murder and mayhem that you perpetrated and that you still endorse, Deputy. You still endorse it. You still support the narrative of murder and mayhem and so forth. And you also support,
quiet, please,
you also support the undermining of women who were raped by IRA volunteers, and your party covered it up. So do not come into this House and lead with your chin, telling everybody else or telling this party that we were corrupt. We had faults and flaws, no doubt about it, but we faced up to it. We never ever attempt, as you do consistently, you consistently try and rewrite the narrative and bury the truths about the level of corruption.
You are pathetic.
Your party engaged in down through the years. Now, to come to the housing issue, what you're good at rewriting narratives, of spinning. But this is about, in terms of Dublin City Council, we've allowed city councils to engage with partners to get housing developed, to get mixed tenure, to get private, affordable and social
What's
houses
your response
built.
to Bartra?
We are doing that.
You don't have one.
And in addition to that, we have provided, and you don't like the truth,
You've no answer.
4 billion. 4 billion we are going to provide year by year. And I think you need to start answering some questions now. So how are you going to double? How are you really going to double housing output? You keep saying things. They're just sort of slogans that you articulate from time to time. But there's no meat behind it, no flesh on the bone, no reality behind what you do. You can wave all you like, Deputy, but it doesn't hide the truth.